Be up, and I'm back with another podcast episode, man. Last week was strictly NFL. We had the preseason, the first week of preseason. We had talked about Shedeur Sanders starting his first preseason game, and he did his thing, man. Uh, he performed how we expected him to perform, throwing passing touchdowns, showing out through amazing. 14 for 23, 138 yards, I believe. And he just did what I knew he was gonna do, man. He was gonna perform. All I said was all he had to do was get 2 touchdowns and 100 yards, and he did his thing in 3 quarters. At halftime, he did his thing, and I'm just proud of the guy, man. Continue to show out, and prove these players, owners wrong, the NFL wrong, man. But he got hurt at practice the other day, the oblique injury. If you guys don't know, that's around the abdomen side. It's like on the sides of the abdomen, I believe so. And he hasn't been throwing the last 2 practices I've seen. And it's kind of concerning because, he was trying to make his way up the depth chart. If you don't know, he's the 4th string. Still, after that performance before the injury, they placed him as the 4th string. They still had Joe Flacco as 1, Kenny Pickett at 2, Dylan Gabriel at 3, him at 4, and Tyler Huntley at 5. And I feel like Shedeur needs to play more to keep showcasing himself as being the 3rd string. However, I don't know who will be starting this week between the other 3 quarterbacks. But hopefully Shedeur gets another chance this preseason. I don't know how many games they got left, but I just want to continue to see Shedeur do his thing, man. He's continuing to prove them wrong. I seen he was talking to one of the Cleveland reporters. He was talking about how he always says stuff negative about him, so he just wanted to prove him wrong and just keep doing his thing, man. But that was quite the interesting moments of the preseason. Still no deal for Michael Parsons. Still no deal for Terry McLaurin. And I believe one more person was looking for a deal. Or am I don't know. But I think that was it. But, man, preseason's almost coming up, man. Football season's almost coming up. Next week, college football will officially begin of the week. They call it week 0, but week 1 is in 2 weeks, Labor Day weekend, and there's gonna be a lot of great games. The top 25 list has came out, the AP poll. I don't know if I should deep dive on it now or just do it the week of, because I low-key want to do it the week of. But the top 5 teams, I know the top of my head. Number 1 was Texas, 2 was Penn State, 3 was Ohio State, 4 was Clemson, I believe. Clemson was 4. And 5 was Notre Dame, I believe. Yeah, that shit close, right? Oh, no, 5 was Georgia. But yeah, it will be great games that week. Week 1, it will be Texas at Ohio State at 12 p.m. Then we got a night game of Clemson versus LSU. I'm pretty sure that's a home game for LSU. Clemson. Oh, it's a home game for Clemson. Dang, I did not want that game to be at Clemson. But I'm not going to do no predictions right on that right now. I just want to set up key matchups for that. But they also got Notre Dame versus Miami on a Sunday. I believe that game is in neutral sites. First week is a lot of neutral sites. One of these games got to be neutral site. It's on a Sunday. Yeah, Hard Rock Stadium. No, that's Miami Stadium. So actually, no neutral sites. I was wrong, but those games I'm gonna break down when that week happens. I just want to say, like, football season's coming. NFL is right around the corners after that, and we're just excited, man. I did the NFL episode. I just want to just break down Shedeur's first week as a starting QB in the preseason, which he didn't take too lightly. Like he wanted, like I'm bouncing back and stuff, but he wanted to prove a lot of people wrong, man. He wanted to prove a lot of people wrong. He came in focused, locked in, did his routine and everything. But gotta be proud of the kid, man. Even though he doesn't think he did his best, he told his pops that he's sorry for not doing his best, but we know he all did his thing. But yeah, man, he's been a great rookie. He's learning from the vets. You know, he's talking about Myles Garrett, Joe Flacco, just picking each other's brains and stuff like that. And I'm just want success for his guy, man. But man, I just want to transition to the NBA because the NBA schedule has released, and it's kind of crazy because it's not on TNT this year. So it's weird seeing NBC, Peacock, Prime, and all that. It's just so crazy. But opening week, the NBA wants to get petty, I see. Ring night is the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Kevin Durant and his new Houston Rockets team will be watching OKC get their rings. And NBA wants to be petty. Adam Silver wanted KD to see his old franchise that he started with raise the banner. And that's kind of weird, but all right, cool. But then the second game, but actually, let's go back to the first game. Now, when KD comes in there, puts on a 35, put up 35 points and spoil their opening night, that's going to be the funniest thing ever. Because you know they're going to boo KD. They're going to troll KD. And KD always does his thing when he goes back to OKC. If you remember the first time he moved back to OKC, they had the cupcakes, all that. He went out and performed, I believe, dropped like 30-something. And I just feel like that's going to be a huge game. Like OKC Rockets, they're both 1 and 2 seeds from last year. Ime Udoka's a defensive mindset coach, so he's going to have a lot to throw on Shedeur. And I honestly can't wait for that game. I really can't. But hopefully OKC loses that game. You know, I got to rock with KD. Hopefully they get that win. Second game is the same old. LeBron vs. Curry. And it just shows that the three vets of the NBA are still the face of the NBA. They put the 3 vets and the NBA champions on the first day of NBA basketball. Lakers versus the Warriors at LA. I think that was like the first week game last year as well. First day game last year as well. Luka and LeBron versus Jimmy and Steph. Don't know how that's going to go since the Warriors still haven't picked up anybody. It's August, and the Warriors still haven't picked up anybody from the free agency. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, I'm a Curry guy, so hopefully the Warriors win. Open week on ESPN. So ESPN this year has opening week on Wednesday and Thursday. Usually, you know how they usually have Wednesday, Fridays. This year they have Wednesday, Thursday, since TNT is no longer going to be there for Thursday. But I don't know if that's going to be like the main schedule this year. I'm going to look into that. We'll look into that. But the tip-off opening week, Wednesday, 22nd, we got the Cavs versus the Knicks. That's going to be a good game. Probably going to be an Eastern Conference preview. We don't know. But Cavs are looking to revenge themselves after a second-round exit, after winning 64 games, I believe. They got a lot to prove. They feel like they still got a championship team, and I feel like they do. They picked up Lonzo, and I think Lonzo will be starting the first couple weeks or months because I know Garland's is out with a toe injury. So we'll see that. The Knicks, they brought back a lot. They re-signed Mikal and Cat to extensions. They picked up Jordan Clarkson off the buyout market. That's going to be a good first game. That's going to be a great first game. I like that. I don't mind that. The Spurs versus the Mavericks is the second game. First pick versus second pick. Texas versus Texas. I like what they did there. Wemby's cleared to play. AD versus Wemby. No Kyrie. We got De'Aaron Fox playing. D'Angelo Russell probably gonna be the starting point guard. Klay Thompson's gonna be there. That's gonna be a quite great game. I'd love to see what AD and Wemby get into and stuff like that. I'm gonna like that. On Thursday, at 7:30 they got the finals rematch in, I believe it's in Indiana. OKC versus Indiana. No Halliburton, no Miles Turner. Miles Turner signed with the Bucks. That's gonna be an interesting game. But I don't know how the Pacers are gonna be this year. Ben Mathurin's going to have to take a big step forward because I believe he's going to be starting. He has to start this year and have Andrew Nembhard as the starting one instead of the two. But Pace is going to be quite interesting this year. I don't know who's going to be their starting big. It's going to be Jay Huff. I believe Jay Huff is there. Or Isaiah Jackson that's coming back from an injury. But that's going to be a finals rematch. That's an early finals rematch. We usually don't get early finals rematches like that. I'm surprised the NBA did that. We got the Nuggets versus the Warriors. That's the second game on Thursday. You could say just Curry and Joker just marketing. Opening week on Prime. So Prime first games on October 24th. We got Boston versus New York, a playoff rematch. Boston with no Tatum. That's going to be quite interesting this year. It's quite interesting. I'm going to just say this now. They don't even got a Christmas game because of Tatum. So we could just see who's the big guy, not the big guy, but who has the big market out there in Boston. It's Jason Tatum, obviously over Brown. But that's crazy. They don't got a Christmas game. They usually always have Christmas games. But Boston versus New York is gonna be a quite opening week game in New York, Madison Square Garden. And I don't know if Payton Pritchard is gonna be starting or Anthony Simmons. It's gonna be quite interesting as well. Celtics going to be interesting. Will Celtics be a playing team this year, or they're going to still secure a top 6 spot in the East? The East is quite weak, so they could fit in the top 6 spot, to be honest. The next game on Amazon Prime is the rematch of the first round, Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Los Angeles Lakers. I like that. I know Ant's going to come in hungry. I don't even think they got anybody new. Honestly, did they get anybody new? To be honest, I don't really know. But I know they did a move. It might be a small move, but I did something. But hopefully, I wonder what they're going to do with the starting lineups because I don't know if Mike Conley is going to be starting. Interesting over there. But we're going to see the new Lakers. DeAndre Ayton's going to be banging down low with Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert. That's going to be a great test for DeAndre Ayton week 1. There's a lot of Emirates Cup games the NBA Cup games to look forward to. Halloween games, the Celtics versus Sixers. Sixers, man, I hope they come out strong this year. They can't come off sluggish. That game's going to be an interesting game because both teams are down a lot. I don't know if Embiid's healthy yet. Paul George, I don't know if he's healthy yet. I know Paul George got off-season surgery. Embiid probably got off-season surgery. So the ball's going to be in Maxi's hands a lot. But I like that game. Lakers versus Grizzlies. I don't know. I'm not too sold on the Grizzlies. They lost Desmond Bane. Jerry Jackson's out for a while. I don't know who's going to be their second scorer with Ja until Jackson comes back. So that's going to be interesting. November 7th, Rockets versus Spurs. That's a cup game. That's going to be a great game in San Antonio. KD versus Wemby. That's going to be, I'm going to be tuned in that game for sure. The guard play, I just can't wait to see Amen progress this year, offensively and defensively. He's going to have a lot to deal with in the West. Already named out, he should have started the year with guarding Shea. And now this game, he got to guard De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. That's going to be a great test for him. November 7th, again, Warriors versus the Nuggets. This time in Nuggets. That's Group C. That's Group C. And the Spurs and Rockets are also Group C. November 14th, my birthday, Heat versus Knicks. Quite interesting to see how the Heat are going to do. A full year without Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero is going to be their number 1 guy. Bam, number 2 guy. I'm going to see how that works, how that fit. But that's going to be a quiet game. Another November 14th game, the Warriors versus Spurs. That's going to be a great game to see. Wemby versus Draymond, and how Draymond's going to do versus Wemby. Jimmy Butler versus the guards over there. Curry versus the guards over there. November 21st, Pacers versus Cavs, a rematch in the playoffs. Great game. November 21st again, Nuggets versus the Rockets. That's going to be a great game as well. Alfred Sengun versus Joker. Amen Thompson guarding Jamal Murray. 28th, Bucks versus Knicks. Interesting to see how the Bucks are going to be this year. I don't know who's their starting point guard. You know, they waived Damian Leonard. Oh, then November 20th, we got Mavs versus Lakers. 80's first game, I believe, in La La Land. His first game back in La La Land, I believe so. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. His first game back in LA. Would they give him a standing ovation? They probably will give him a standing ovation. He got the bubble ring. Yeah, that's gonna be good. More group games on the 25th, November 25th. Magic vs Sixers. Magic is gonna be an interesting team this year. I feel like they should be a top 4 seed. To be honest, the Magic should be a top 4 seed. They got Paolo, Franz Wagner, and they picked up Desmond Bane this year. They should be a top 4 seed. But they play the Sixers. That's gonna be quite good. Then we got the LA battle. Clippers versus Lakers, battle of LA. I don't got nobody so far right now, but that's gonna be it. Damn, 11 p.m. 11 p.m. at Eastern time. That's late. I might not be tuned in for that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Clippers versus Lakers, you know, the rivalries. Kawhi's been there for a while. Wow, it started with Kawhi and PG and LeBron and AD, and now just LeBron and Kawhi as the matchup. But it's gonna be interesting with the Clippers this year, man. What they're gonna do? They got Bradley Beal, CP3, Brook Lopez. See what they're gonna do. Pistons on ESPN versus the Celtics on November 26th. I need Pistons to win every primetime game this year. We got 16 primetime games, and I'm going to read them out later on. But I can't wait for those games. I hope we win every primetime game because I'll be watching every primetime game if I'm free. I would at least watch a quarter. Something, bro. Because, you know, back in we used to never get primetime games. 16 is a lot. 16 is a lot. Timberwolves versus Thunder. That's going to be a great game. Oh, it's a triple header on ESPN this day. Timberwolves and Thunder. Shea versus Ant. Then Rockets versus the Warriors. Rematch of the first round. KD versus Curry. You know, you guys love those matchups. Now we got Christmas games. And this is where I disagree with Christmas games. With me on Christmas, I like meaningful games. So Cavs and Knicks, okay, that's cool. Knicks always get a game. Cavs was the first seed last year, that's cool. Okay, this is what I disagree with. OKC versus Spurs. I feel like they're trying to start the Shea and what's it called? Shea and Wemby rivalry, and I don't think it's a big rivalry at all. Just because they both rookies. They didn't even come in the league at the same time. Well, they kind of did because Shaq missed the whole year. But then they played on the FIBA circuit and all that. So they're trying to build that rivalry in. And then I don't really like that game. I wish the Thunder would have played the Wolves or the Wolves. I think the Wolves. That's what they beat in the conference finals, right? Yeah, they beat the Wolves in conference finals. I wish they would have played them. Or finals rematch, but the Pacers don't got Halliburton, so I'm cool that they didn't add the Pacers. And then 5 o'clock is the Mavs versus Warriors. I guess Clay versus Curry, but that's kind of a little dead now. Like that, they got their history that Clay left the Warriors. I feel like it should have been Mavs versus the Lakers in Dallas. That would have did better. That would have been better. Lucas Christmas game in Dallas. Come on, man. That would have been way better than the Mavs at Warriors. Then KD versus LeBron, Christmas game. Like I said, I wish it was the Warriors. Warriors versus LeBron. No, Warriors versus the Rockets, and then the Mavs versus the Lakers. At Golden State and at Dallas. Then the 10:30 game is the Wolves versus Denver. And I'm trying to think who could have been in that matchup. I don't know. I guess like the Spurs got the Christmas game because of Wemby. But I don't know, bro. I feel like the Spurs is a team that shouldn't be there. And I don't know who the Wolves should be playing. But it's crazy. Only East got one game. East only got one game. That's the crazy part about this. The East only got one game. But the Mavs and Nuggets is cool, I guess, because that was like playoffs rematch a couple years back. But I'm still trying to think who should be playing. Global games this year, we got Mexico City, Berlin, and London. Oh, I didn't know the Pistons. The Pistons are playing versus Dallas in Mexico City. That's a game. I hope the Pistons need to win that. That's a peacock game. A prime game, we got John Morant and the Grizzlies versus Paolo Banchero. And so they played twice. The Grizzlies and the Magic play in Berlin on the 15th of January. Then on January 18th, they play in London again. Both of those games are prime games. I'm just reading out notable games. MLK games. Usually it's the Grizzlies on MLK. I'm surprised there's no Grizzlies this year. But they got Atlanta versus Milwaukee on Peacock. That's the first game. And then the rest of the games are on NBC. OKC versus Cleveland, the teams that both had 60 wins last year. That'll be an interesting game. Dallas versus New York. Cooper Flag's first game, I believe, in MSG. We'll see what he do with AD. And maybe Kyrie could be back because Kyrie is supposed to be back in January. So Kyrie could be back around that time. So, and then they got Boston versus Detroit at the last game. I'm happy for the Pistons got a last game on NBC. So, yeah. Rivals week is January 20 to the 24th. Notable games on NBC and Peacock. They got Spurs versus Rockets. You guys know there's a rivalries because both of the Houston teams. That's in Houston. The same day is the Lakers versus Nuggets. I guess they're rivals because they met up in the playoffs 2 years ago and 3 years ago. 3 years ago. The next day, the 21st, is Cavaliers versus Hornets. Don't know how that's a rivalry. Anybody let me know how they're rivalries. Just let me know. Yeah, how the heck are they rivalries? Yeah, what? And then Thunder versus Bucks. They said that's a rivalry because they both won. They put in that as rivalry because they both won. Because they both played in the Cup game last year. It's a rematch of the NBA Cup championship game. Don't know. Then they got on the 22nd the Warriors versus Mavericks. I guess they're saying Stephen Curry versus Klay Thompson, or Stephen Curry and Kyrie Irving as the rivals. And then the 22nd, also Lakers versus Clippers, LA battle. Rockets versus Pistons, you could say the Twins matchup. It used to be Jalen Green and Kate Cunningham, but Jalen Green is no longer with the Rockets, so they're saying the battle of the Thompson twins. And then Pacers versus Thunder on the same day. That's just the finals rematch. Knicks versus Sixers on the 24th. Embiid and Cat a rivalry, or just the area of New York and Philadelphia around each other. It could be rivalries. Warriors and Timberwolves, just the playoff rematch. And Lakers and Mavericks, y'all know that's a rivalry. Return game for Luka in Dallas. Those are all the notable games. I want to come across the Pistons and NBA. How to Okay, so the new TV rights for the NBA, they got Monday. They got Monday is Peacocks. Monday's Peacocks. This season long. Mondays Peacock. Tuesdays is NBC and Peacock. Wednesdays is ESPN, and Fridays is Prime Videos. And then during starting mid-season, I don't know when mid-season is for them, January or something, they're gonna add Thursday for Prime Video. So that's probably after NFL season. So in January, because I know Prime Video has Thursday games for NFL, so they're gonna add that. And Saturday's gonna have ABC, ESPN, and Prime Video. Then Sunday's gonna also have ABC, ESPN, NBC, and Peacock. So those are you to watch. Those are mainstream this year. Those are the mainstream games. This year, there's no more TNT. There's no more TNT. Sadly, the best inside the NBA crew. But let's go to the Pistons natural schedule games. I want to look at that real quick. Pistons' first Peacock game is on the 27th versus Cleveland, October 27th. Need that dub. Then Dallas in Mexico City, like I said, is a Peacock game. Washington, November 10th is a Peacock game. But Washington, that's an easy dub. Atlanta they got the Boston Celtics, like I said earlier. That's a I think I said something about the Boston game earlier. We got Boston, then we got New York Knicks is a Peacock game on the 5th. January 5th is a Peacock game versus the Knicks. Another Boston game. Also, one of those Boston games is Martin Luther King Day, and one of them is the Cup game, I believe, if I'm right. And the Houston game, I might try to go to that one. That's a prime game on the 23rd. If I don't go to that one, I'm probably going to the Golden State game, which is on March 20th for another Friday game. So I don't know. I might go to one of those games. Then they got the New York Knicks on Prime again on the 6th of February. Got the Spurs on the 23rd on Peacock. Cavs, I think I said that already, on ESPN. That's the 27th. And they got Philadelphia on the 12th of March on Prime. Atlanta again on in ESPN. And Oklahoma City on Prime, and then we end on Milwaukee on ESPN. And March, OKC, and April, Milwaukee. But yeah, man, that's the schedule, man. I'm happy the Pistons got 16 games this year on Prime. I mean, not on Prime, on national TV. But like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. Next week, I don't know what we're going to be talking about yet. But I know the week after that, it's college football. We talk about the polls and predicting, like how I talked about it a little bit. But yeah, man, like, share, comment, subscribe. We out.